I'm Vic Kozlowski.
I'm Sarah Ivy Fulmer.
I'm Molly Halprin.
And I'm Grace Chapman.
And we're Team Bun in the Oven.
Imagine you are a neonatal nurse in Black Lion Hospital, in Ethiopia's capital. More neonates are consistently being admitted to the NICU, but there aren't enough resources to keep them all warm. You know that with every 1 degree Celsius drop in temperature, a neonate's chance of mortality increases by 80%, contributing to the neonatal mortality rate of 37 deaths per 1,000 births, which is over 2 times the global average. There must be a better way to combat hypothermia. Hypothermia is when the core temperature falls below the normal range and is present in 2 of 3 neonates within NICUs in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Hypothermia can easily occur in neonates since newborns have not yet developed the mechanisms for regulating their body temperature, and Ethiopian hospitals do not have reliable temperature control. So our team focused on a solution that would tackle this problem.
The key stakeholders in our device will be members of Black Lion Hospital in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. Ethiopia imports most of their medical devices every year, which is at an estimated market of about $29 million. Using comparisons to the US, their neonatal market would be about $290,000 per year. However, Ethiopia has rotating governmental programs to focus on specific healthcare problems each year, so it's hard to estimate their market with accuracy. Being part of Global Health Capstone, the social impact of our device is more important than the market of our device. With our device being implemented properly within Ethiopia, it can really decrease their neonatal mortality rate each year.
Our device, the Michu box, offers a low-cost, sustainable solution for regulating neonate body temperature throughout the hospital, whether that's in the NICU when radiant warmers are occupied, or while waiting for treatment or in surgery.
The Michu box is made of styrofoam coolers lined with thermal blankets that insulate microwaved bags of rice. The heat rises and increases the temperature of the upper compartment, which can be accessed via Velcro flaps.
After thorough testing of the Michu box's heat production and heat retention abilities, the Michu box has proven itself to be a reliable and effective mode of preventing hypothermia. We've run tests to support the efficacy of our device by monitoring the temperature of a pseudo-neonate, a silicone water bottle filled with warm water that's core temperature drops similarly to a neonate's. We tested the neonate's heat loss in the Michu box and compared those results with that of the control test where we monitored the same hot water bottle swaddled in just a blanket. As you can see from this thermal camera imaging, the device gets hotter first on the bottom after the rice bags are inserted. The heat is insulated by the styrofoam lined with thermal blankets and rises upward through the aluminum and heats the neonatal compartment covered by the lid. Thermocouple probes were used to monitor the temperature of the mattress and the neonate surface as shown on the graph. The light blue and dark blue respectively show the mild hypothermia and severe hypothermia thresholds. As shown on the graph, the neonate's starting temperature only dropped 1.5 degrees Celsius over a span of 2 hours while in the Michu box, and it still stayed above the hypothermic threshold. In the control, the neonate's temperature dropped 8.8 degrees Celsius, indicating that the Michu box is nearly 5 times more effective at preventing heat loss than blankets alone, which are the current standard of care.
Since neonates can't effectively regulate their body temperature, a device is needed that provides both insulation and heat generation. The current standard of care, being blankets, doesn't do enough to adequately keep the neonate warm. Radiant warmers are not widely available, with 2 radiant warmers in Black Lion Hospital's NICU. Our solution is more effective than blankets, utilizing both heat production and retention mechanisms. It also has the ability to be locally sourced and maintained, making it more accessible than radiant warmers in the low resource setting.
We will be continuing this project into the next semester to perform further testing and obtain more materials. Some of our goals for next semester include creating a more cushion-like surface for the neonate to lay on and creating an alternate flat and sterile surface to use the device during surgery. As we make these changes, we want to continue testing to ensure the safety of our device, such as the temperature of the skin contact on the neonate and the oxygen levels within the lid. Since our device will be a Class 2 device according to the FDA, our regulatory pathway will include filing 510(k) paperwork based on a predicate device, such as an infant radiant warmer. Some regulatory hurdles we may encounter with this process are coordinating the timelines of the deliverables between the US and Ethiopian regulatory bodies. It is very important that our resources are available in Ethiopia to ensure that our parts can be manufactured and incorporated into their healthcare system with ease. Stakeholders have also identified hypothermia education as an essential component for implementing our device.
The Michu box offers a low-cost, sustainable solution for regulating neonatal body temperature throughout the hospital. It is easy to implement into the existing workflow and is far more effective at preventing hypothermia than the current standard of care. Overall, we're very proud of what our device has accomplished so far, and we look forward to implementing it in Ethiopia in the future.